Hello there. Welcome back to EBM N6. In this video, we want to look at a question paper of November 2022. So we've got a questions that we want to look at, and we are going to look at international trade and other questions that are there. So we are going to start to look at question number 2.6, which is name 5 economic indicators that must be analyzed when a business investigates a potential country for international trade. So we've got key terms that we have in our question, whereby we have got economic indicators, and also we have the term international trade. So first of all, we want to try to understand exactly what we mean by international trade. So you see that international trade involves an exchange of goods and services conducted between countries, usually at least two countries. When we have the exchange of goods and services that is taking place between countries, we call it international trade. We know that at the opposite of international trade, we also have what is called internal trade, which is the opposite of international trade, whereby saying in internal trade, we are saying it's the exchange of goods and services inside the country, within a country, and then when it becomes international, we are now exchanging with other countries. So exactly what do you mean by international trade? So we go to now the second term that we have in our question, which is economic indicator, and without an economic indicator now, I would say that it's something that established whether a country is importing more or less than it normally would from another trading partner. So something that is causing us as a country uh, uh, to to alter our imports to become more or less. We call that an international trade indicator. So according to our question now, it requires us to raise 5 economic indicators that must be analyzed when a business investigates a potential country for international trade. So a potential country, basically, we're talking about a country that we can trade with. So what can really affect us in terms of uh, 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 our level of imports which we are going to buy from other countries. So basically, those are the economic indicators that are being asked here. So if you go to answer section, we've got some economic indicators that are being listed there, whereby we are saying the population is the first indicator that we have. The population of the country, of the potential country that we want to trade with, can also determine the level of imports that we are going to buy from other countries. So remember, when we've got a greater population from those countries that we are targeting, obviously our imports are going to go up. But if the population is lesser, it also means our imports are also going to be less. So it also depends on the income of the consumers that are there in that country. You go to the nature of the economy also can determine. Commercial infrastructure also can determine, and also we've got urbanization. Urbanization, we are saying the number of people that are living in the urban areas also can affect the level of imports, because when we have got more people that are in urban areas, obviously there is a higher potential that those people are going to work. So the potential to buy also is going to be enhanced. So obviously it's going to affect our imports from those countries. So basically, this is what we have in terms of economic indicators on number 2.6. So we can go to the next one, which is now 2.7. So we can just try to see what is the question saying about our 2.7. So if you come to our 2.7, you see that it reads, which 4 aspects of culture should one investigate before embarking on international trade? So we've got also key terms in the question that we want to understand before we answer it. So in this question, we have got the term culture that we might also need to understand. So we'll see that culture is the way of life, especially of general customs and beliefs of a particular group of people at a particular time. So the beliefs or customs of a particular group of people are described what we call culture. So our question is asking us for 4 aspects of culture, uh, uh, which should one investigate before embarking on international. So basically, there we are talking about the way of life that those people are living. What should we take into consideration? So then we can go to our answer section now. We'll try to see the aspects of culture that are listed there in terms of 2.7. You'll see that we've got the language. Language can also determine our culture in terms of what is language being used in that country that we want to trade with. And also, we've got level of education, which is the second one. And then we've got religion, third one, and then attitudes and values. So these are the responses that we have according to 2.7. So we can just try to see in terms of the next question that we have. Saying 2.8, we've got the two examples of tools that the government has in place to control foreign business in the country. So the tools that are being asked is what are the tools that can be put in place so that it can control the movement of be it the movement of people between countries as they cross our international borders, and also the maybe the amount of goods and services that are going to come in our country. What tools can the government put in place to control that movement? So basically, obviously, we are going to talk about protectionism, whereby we are going to talk about the tariffs that will be put on the borders also can be one of the tools. So we go to our answer section and try to see 2.8, what's the list, on the list, what do we have? We have got entry restrictions. Entry restrictions, we are talking about the documentation that is required for you to be able to enter into a country. We are talking about passports and visas. They can also be restrictions that can be put in place. We could also have price controls also can be part of that. And also we've got quotas or tariffs, whereby by quotas we are saying this is a government imposed trade restriction that limits the number of monetary value of goods that a country can import or export during a particular period. So that's a quota. So it's a restriction in terms of quantity of the goods that are passing through the borders. And also when it becomes tariffs, we are talking about it's not a monetary restriction in the value of goods that are entering. On quotas, we're talking about the quantity, and then tariffs, we're talking about the value of those goods that are passing through our borders. So this is what we have in terms of quotas or tariffs. Then last one, we've got exchange controls, whereby exchange controls, we are saying these are government restrictions imposed on the purchase or sale of currency. So basically, exchange controls focuses on the foreign currency that is going to come in or go out of the country. So the purchase and sale of foreign currency, especially the limitation on the purchase and sale of foreign currency, is described by exchange control. So this is what we have in terms of 2.8. Then we go on to see on the last part of our question, which is our 2.9, which says, I've named three options when pricing goods or services. Obviously, we're going to see that we are going to have the high price, the medium price, and the low price. So we can just go to our answer section and see on the and try to see in terms of our responses. Remember, we are talking about the three options when pricing, goods or services. So if you come here, you would see that we have got high price strategy. High price strategy, basically, we are saying this is setting of high prices for a particular group of our customers. So basically what we are saying is this is usually a strategy that is used where demand is inelastic. We are saying where demand is inelastic, we are saying where even if you increase price, demand will still remain high. So we are saying demand is inelastic. So it's a strategy that is used in a typical market whereby we are saying demand is inelastic, a high price strategy. So basically the concept behind the high price strategy is that high prices are being charged. The low price strategy, we are charging low prices to the customers. So it comes as a penetration pricing method whereby we are saying we are charging lower than our competitors. That's low price strategy. The medium price strategy. So you see that medium price strategy, we also call it a fair price strategy. So you see that this one is in accordance to the customer's needs and market trends. Usually, that's the basis of a medium price strategy, whereby we're saying it is set in accordance to customers' needs and market trends. So this is what we have in terms of the last part of our question, which is 2.9. Let's take in more videos to come. Let's subscribe and say, let's share the link to our colleagues who are doing EBM N6. As for this video, I'm signing out. Let's meet again in the next video.